Okay, today we're going to talk about doing some poppers, some salmon poppers for an anytime occasion. These are great for if you're going to have a Super Bowl party, or you're watching NFL playoffs, or the Stanley Cup, or just having friends over. You know, great as a first course, appetizer. If you're bringing a dish over to a potluck or a get-together, these will always be a hit, and will probably always be one of the first things to go. So I'm really into taking shortcuts and doing things the easy way. So we kind of have a few shortcuts in this recipe here today. So the first thing is we're going to use this product here. It's an artichoke jalapeno and Parmesan dip. Okay, so it's pretty much ready to go. You could actually take this and just put it on your poppers and put them in the oven, and you'd have a home run. But we're gonna kick it up a notch. We're gonna use some white Alaska king salmon. We had this last night for dinner. It's a cedar plank king salmon. It's leftover fish. So it's a perfect item to throw into your poppers. And whenever I make salmon poppers, people just can't believe how delicious they are. So in addition to that, we're just gonna chop up some green onions to put in there with it. We're gonna throw a little bit of the Philadelphia whipped cream cheese in here, just give it a little more consistency. And that's gonna be it. Then we're gonna put them in the oven at 325 degrees, and we're gonna keep an eye on them. But in case you haven't done poppers before, there's a few basics. One is be sure to wear gloves. You're handling, these guys are extremely hot, and if you were to cut these without gloves on, or even with your gloves on, and then rub your eyes, you probably might go to the hospital. So you gotta be real careful with them. So to start with, the way that I go ahead and seed my my jalapenos is I cut the end of that stem off just because it's easier to work with, and then I just kind of go lengthwise with a cut like that, and then I take a small teaspoon and I just get it right behind the stem here, and it scoops right out. The whole thing pretty much scoops right out. It only takes a few seconds, like so. And you get all the seeds. The seeds are where the heat is, and the membrane inside. So once again, you just kind of crunch down on it. That whole thing pulls out, all pulls out like that, and hey, you're done. So that's all there is to it. So this isn't a real time-consuming dish. It's just, you know, doing things the correct way. So with that, we'll just add these guys to our platter here. Then we're gonna take this dip, and we're gonna go ahead and add it to our bowl. You know, and you're just kind of guessing here. It depends, there's no real measurement, because you just have to be sure you have enough to fill up all of your jalapenos. Then we're gonna add some whipped cream cheese, not as much, about, you know, just a couple big spoonfuls, like that will work. And then we're going to take our leftover salmon, pull the skin off, and then we're just going to kind of pull it apart, and, you know, be sure there's no bones in it, which there isn't here. And we just kind of mush it up a little bit, like so. Then we will go ahead and we'll take some green onions here, and they'll just add a little more flavor. We're just going to mince them up real nice and fine. I took 4 onions for this. I'm not going to use the whole thing. These poppers are really special. So we're going to throw that in there like this. We'll throw a little coarse pepper in here. Then we're just going to mix it up. Like so. And then we're going to stuff our peppers. It's that easy. There's no big mystery to it. Okay. Just like that. Oh yeah, looks perfect. It has a lot of Parmesan cheese in here too, which really makes the poppers look terrific when they come out of the oven. So that, we'll mix it up really good. Then we just go ahead and we grab them, take each one of these and just put your filling in it, just like that. And we just work our way along and get our poppers done. And you can put any type of seafood in here too. Halibut works really great. Black cod, true cod. You just kind of mix it up. There's a lot of different ways to do it. But the salmon is, I think, real unusual and very, very delicious. I've never met a popper I didn't like. We're gonna have just about the right amount of dip. Oh man, don't those look good? Okay, well, we have our poppers all ready to go. So it takes a few minutes, but you just go ahead and stuff them like so. And then we'll put a little of our smoked paprika on the top. It gives them a little color, a little more flavor. Just like so, they look real pretty. And then in the oven they're gonna go. Just like that. So we have the oven preheated to 325. And generally what I do is I'll cook the poppers for 10 to 15 minutes. I'll kind of keep an eye on them because I want the pepper to actually get soft. I want the pepper to cook. If I just put them in there at like 375 from the get-go, the topping's gonna finish off and the pepper's gonna be crisp. So if you like your pepper crunchy, then just go with 375, and when they're all browned up, they're ready to come out. Usually it's 20 to 30 minutes total time, but in this case, we're gonna start out at 325. After about 10 to 15 minutes, we're gonna cook it up, kick it on up to 375. Okay, we're gonna put them in at 325 for about 15 minutes. Okay, so we've had the poppers in for about 10 to 12 minutes. At 325, we can smell them cooking, which is a great indication that they're ready to finish off in the oven. So we're gonna bring them up, and we're gonna put these guys on an upper rack, and we're gonna crank the temperature up to 375, and it'll probably be about another 10 minutes, and they should turn out looking really gorgeous. Okay, well, it's been 10 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and we can smell them. They smell like they're absolutely done. Let's take a peek. Oh, they look great. So here we go. Wow, look at those poppers, salmon poppers, right here. Oh man, they smell good. This is a great, great dish. I can tell you, you bring a platter like this to a party, or you have your friends over and you pull this out of the oven, everyone's gonna gather around and they're gonna go crazy over these. So they're healthy, they're easy to do, and you really can't miss. You don't have to worry about messing them up. They come out perfect every time. Just follow the few instructions we had here, and I think you're gonna enjoy this. And they're not hot, so if you're afraid of poppers being real hot because they're jalapenos, as long as you scrape them good, get the seeds out, and just follow the instructions that we've given, they're gonna turn out just like this every time. And if you ever have leftovers, they're really good the next day.